What is up, Eagles, Scarabs, Assassins, Vikings, and Gamers? Welcome to episode 9 of the Eagles Call podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about Assassins Creed Syndicate, paedophilia, and sexual misconduct at Ubisoft. So, a fucking fun one. That's great.
Yeah.
Right?
It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be a belter.
Yeah. And this is definitely the first take of this podcast. We definitely didn't just record this for 40 minutes before realizing that I wasn't recording. That didn't happen. This is the most professional podcast on the internet.
I think there's been more episodes with technical issues than there has been episodes that have been fine.
Just about, yeah. It's the same as Assassin's Creed. There's more shit games than there's good ones.
Because there is one good Assassin's Creed game at this point.
Yeah, and it's Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia, as we all know.
Yes.
Oh. How you doing, man?
I'm going to pretend as if we haven't been talking for the last, 3 hours.
Yeah, good call, yeah. How you doing?
I'm alright, mate. There's a lot to talk about today.
There is
and it is quite fat.
There is a fair bit, yeah. I mean, we missed a lot in the last podcast because it came out, on the same day as Hella News. So,
yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be a good one. Before we get into it, though, I don't know. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Jack, what's going on with your break? Because as far as I know, we might be seeing the Walshie make a return soon.
Right, well, I think you're right, potentially. If I decide to not be a lazy cunt. I mean, if my creative juices are flowing, because Assassin's Creed YouTube is a very creative field. Right, upcoming videos, we have 5 questions for Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Unity Fontage, and something I've been working on is trying to get through Assassin's Creed 2, killing as few people as is possible. Because that's the thing with Mario and Sonic, and even The Last of Us, where people try and do pacifist runs.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it'd be fun to go for less than 50, and I did the first 10 sequences in one night, and I think I killed about, I want to say 30 people.
Oh, jeez. So not too bad then.
Yeah, because there's a bunch that you have to kill, but even targets that are objectives, when you need to clear out a bunch of places for fires before you do the flying machine mission. That you can hire mercenaries, and
right, okay. So you're not
when it came to and no, I did more than that. I finished the Battle of Fort Lake, so I did another playthrough yesterday. But even with the fight with Rodrigo in sequence 11, you can just grab guards. It's really finicky, but you can just pick up guards, and their mates will eventually kill them. But yeah,
right, okay, so
it was fucking pain.
The struggle will be with the lieutenants, because you need to kill 9 of them.
Yeah,
in the DLC chapters, but sequences.
Yeah, and I worry about that one that's in where it's sort of a gladiator type thing in that palazzo.
Oh yeah, but, so it's gonna be
as rough as that's been. It's not been as much as a slog as Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Oh, tell me about it.
Unless we have more housekeeping to do.
I mean, as people probably know, I've been replaying Syndicate, and in case you don't remember, it's an absolute masterpiece. I mean, from Jacob, the funniest character on earth, the rope launcher, carriages, beautiful mission design. Evie exists.
Epic combat.
Maxwell Roth, bisexual icon who, probably the best villain in any piece of media. So
also Jacob, as confirmed by fucking Tumblr.
Yeah,
because he got sexually assaulted.
He got sexually assaulted, therefore he's bisexual. That's just how it works, Cancelled in the first 5 minutes. Beautiful. But yeah, no, Syndicate's fucking terrible. Can we both agree on that?
Yeah, Syndicate is fucking bad.
Yeah, I mean, we may have just spent 40 minutes speaking about Syndicate, and it's already drained me enough.
That's the thing. It's a slog to talk about because you have to relive playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate the game, which is just fucking.
I think there's no good gameplay aspects of it.
No.
Combat, no. Even the parkour system. The parkour system is just about Origins, just with some extra spins. There's there's next to nothing redeemable in this game.
Why did they downgrade the parkour? What was the point of that?
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like, it just takes so much player freedom away. Like, I don't get how you can get copy and pasting wrong. You know?
Oh, if you Quebec, it's quite easy. Wee.
Haha.
But yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think there's anything decent in the game though, like as a whole?
I mean, the closest thing I'd say to is decent is like the level design. A lot of the setup for like stealth missions and that is quite well done. Like, for example, the Pearl Attaway death in the train station. Like,
yeah, that's it. That's pretty good.
There is some settings where if a good stealth system was involved in the game, then it could have been a great mission. Just without the level set up, like the crowds and that. But other than that, I mean, I used to think the black box missions were way better than Unity. In retrospect, they're dog shit. Like, they're completely linear, essentially.
They are quite linear.
They can be fun at times because there's cinematic elements to them.
Yeah.
But they are just, like, especially if you do the opportunities, it's so simple. The entire game is just so simplified.
Yeah, I think black boxes were a thing that had a lot of potential, and if Origins didn't go the way that it did, they could have been really good. But they just sort of okay in Syndicate.
Yeah, it's a weird one. And then, like, if you look at the characters, I mean, half the characters don't even fucking exist. But the fact that this random couple of twins just pulled up to the biggest city on Earth and in 6 months took it over, and just isn't anywhere in history books.
Yeah, it's so fucking... Because it is an alternate history. You have this one psychopathic geezer who's like, right, I'm just going to control every industry in London. And then in 6 months, Jacob and Evie Fry take it. They're like, Assassin's Creed is about the secret war between Assassins and Templars. And that's not really secret. It's just taking down a corrupt businessman. And we should know about this.
Yeah, and the fact that it only happened, like, that's why a World War game couldn't work, or a Wild West game couldn't work, because it only happened like 100 years ago. We would know all this shit, especially when it's such major events, you know?
Yeah, and I think the game is much too close to present day.
Like,
it's only 150 years ago.
Even with the fact that, you know how, like, Connor basically helped the US Army win every single notable war in the Wars of Independence? Like, sure, that's weird, but I guess it kind of... Because he's a native, and in the history books, because, you know, they were all nutty racist back then, they probably wouldn't want him mentioned. So, like, you can at least make an excuse there. But then with Syndicate, it's like, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, when two people collapse a market that would be worth billions upon billions, also almost decimated the worth of the Great British Pound.
And then fixed it within like 5 minutes as well.
Yeah.
They both created and prevented depression in the span of a week.
Also, Evie came up with the term telephone, because Alexander Graham Bell's there, and he's like, oh, Evie, I can't think of a name. And she's just there, she's like, what about telephone? And he's like, fuck off.
That's another thing. So... The fact that you meet every single notable historical figure, like Charles Darwin, Charles Dickens, Karl fucking Marx,
it is parody,
Queen Victoria.
Though.
Yeah, it feels
it's like an episode of Robot Chicken or South Park.
Yeah, or like Looney Tunes. That's what it is. It's Looney Tunes, South Park, and Assassin's Creed 3 mixed into one.
It's horrible history, but with zero charm.
It's horrible histories, but without what's his name? You know that song, like The Highwayman. That was a tune.
Yeah.
And he was fit.
Fucking hell. That was a banger from like year 5. What a fucking tune that was.
That and the Charles II tune was up there at the peak.
Oh, are you talking about the Highwayman from Horrible Histories?
Yeah.
Oh no, there's a proper old poem about that. It's fucking sick.
Alright.
It's such a tune.
But
it's really unrelated, but I'm gonna have to say that at some point.
Speaking of tunes, though, I gotta say the soundtrack in Syndicate is wasted. The soundtrack,
it hurts.
is gorgeous in my opinion.
I don't
know
like
about you.
it.
You don't like it?
I like the SEO's Family Reprise. What's it called? Like Family or something?
Yeah.
That's cool. And it's actually Victoria Atkins' vocals.
Oh, really?
But,
Okay.
yeah. Basically, it's just very screechy. And, like, the violins are all really high. And there's no ambience in the soundtrack either. But it's just...
Fair enough. I love the soundtrack personally. I think it's gorgeous, but
It's just trying to be as, like, nutty as possible. And it's not for me.
what does that even mean?
No, it's just... Because you know, like, what, Waltz on the Cobbles or whatever.
Yeah.
And something about rooftops.
You just think it's a bit
just
over
like,
the top.
Whoa. Yeah, it's all fucking goofy.
Right.
And it's
Okay.
like, no, I want a nice bit of ambience and like
think-
that weird Jesper Kid sound.
I think that goofiness is amplified by the fact that the combat is just comedy. It's just
It
pure
is the
comedy.
worst combat system.
It's just
because
chaos.
even in Odyssey, you had to be mindful of like abilities and you had to move about a bit. But then Syndicate's just staying still, mashing fucking buttons, and memorising when enemies will attack you. So it's XXX, B, XXX, B, occasionally the odd Y, you know, just to spice things up a bit.
Exactly.
It's fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's
Or
terrible.
by the time you get like the full-on revolver in the end sections of the game, you can just spam Y and kill anyone essentially.
Yeah, you can just unload a fucking six-shooter on them, which is why I play Assassin's Creed. Great job, Ubisoft, Quebec.
10 out of
It is a
10.
bad Assassin's Creed game, though. Because
Huh? Oh, it's a terrible Assassin's Creed game.
I'd say it's worth... Probably as bad as Origins as an Assassin's Creed game.
Bro.
If not worse.
Fuck up.
No, I'm not even trying to slag off Origins at
Shut
this
the
point.
fuck up. No,
I'm being
it's
serious.
I think it's as bad as Odyssey, just about. It's almost as unplayable as Odyssey. Odyssey to me.
Do you mean, like, in terms of... Oh, I was talking about, like, Assassin's Creed elements.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, no, still...
I think
it's
Origins
much
is a
worse
fair
than-
bit better.
Yeah, much worse than Origins, I think, because it's in Syndicate, it's like... It's just there for the sake of being there, you know?
Yeah,
Like-
Origins is a 5, Syndicate's a 2 or 3.
Yeah, like... Syndicate kind of feels like if Ubisoft made a Cartoon Network Assassin's Creed show.
Yeah.
That's how Syndicate
Pretty
feels
much.
to me. Of course, we got the iconic Jacob lines that are
Oh my god.
completely unfunny. I think when he says weapons, no thank you, I've got my own. I think my my ball sack just turned in on itself as my stomach dropped through my asshole. Purely from cringe.
Oh,
That's going to be
But
taken out of
guys,
context.
his comedy's not for everyone. He has other traits besides that. Right?
He's quirky and different.
And also bisexual, as confirmed on Tumblr. So that's really cool.
Yeah, he's bisexual because he got sexually assaulted by Maxwell Roth.
Yeah, that's the only way to join the LGBT community is be set. All right, let's not go down this route. We've already said enough.
Cancelled
shit
in the first
10
15 minutes. Let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful. But nah, yeah.
Evie could have been decent.
What?
Evie could have been decent. Genuinely.
Yeah. She had like there are some interesting missions with her, even though a lot of the time she's a bit dumb.
Yeah.
Like when she goes up that tower and then just loses the necklace because she just lets Lucy Thorne grab it.
Yeah, and then Lucy Thorne drops about 30 feet. It's just fine.
Just disappears. But
Yeah.
it's just an all-round weird game, and the fact that everyone like no one's it just doesn't feel. Obviously, you know, fucking Assassin's Creed games are fiction. You know what I mean? But a lot of them they feel like, oh, this could have happened. No, obviously not really, but you know what I mean. Like they feel real. They feel immersive. Whereas it just feels like a fan fiction or something.
Yeah, somehow it's like, in terms of scale, one of the biggest Assassin's Creed games in terms of everything you do, in terms of like taking down these huge industries, crippling economies. Yet it feels so unimportant and almost like nothing happens. Jacob and Evie don't change at all. They have like a little argument at the end.
They have one argument
before the final mission, and then fucking Israel Putnam comes in and they do like a joke. And they do literally the next mission. They're like, oh, we're fine. Yeah.
Israel Putnam's the commanding officer.
Disraeli, right? Yeah.
The battle bunker here. Yeah.
Oh, with this cigar. Yeah.
Yeah. That gives that big speech.
Yeah.
Icon. Absolute icon. But yeah, Syndicate's tragic. And the fact that you just bought all the DLC for it is even more tragic.
No, but like, I fucking love a bargain. That was the last
can't
podcast.
Help yourself.
I know. The last podcast, 90% of that is me just saying the word bargain. Because Joe wants to bully me for buying a bunch of Assassin's Creed things I already own on other systems and or dislike.
Speaking of bargains, and also speaking of other systems, we recently got an announcement of a new Xbox. And no, it's not the Xbox Series X. Oh, it's almost like we've already done this podcast once. And it just didn't record. How strange. How very strange. How peculiar.
I can't believe we spent like 15 minutes on Syndicate and 40 on Unity.
Well, but I mean, that kind of sums it up, really. Like, Unity's interesting to talk about, where Syndicate's just bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So, fucking not Ubisoft. Microsoft just recently announced a new version of the next generation Xbox, the Xbox Series S, and they announced that it would not only be, well, it would kind of look like a shitty CD player from 2003, but also that it would only be £249 or $299. And I gotta say,
yeah, that's mad.
Microsoft have finally pulled through.
Like, yeah, they have. I thought they were fucked for this generation.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on this announcement generally?
I think this is sick, and I'm gonna get an Xbox Series S now, because I was thinking I would buy like a PS5 next year when things are a bit cheaper, but 250 quid I can get a next gen console that plays Xbox One games and 360 games. Just have 3 consoles in one, and that convenience.
That's essentially what the new that's essentially what it is, which is, it's ridiculous because PS5 won't have like full backwards compatibility, will it?
No, it won't.
That's a terrible decision, but
yeah, that is sick.
So you're looking at getting this on release, and then
yeah, potentially. I just hope, because it comes out the day Valhalla. Oh, we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, no, because it's so lovely. Because for me, I think I'll probably get it this year. I think I'll get the Xbox Series S first, because when it came to the announcement of the new Xbox, of Fable and Halo and all that, I was like, okay, these games look okay, but I can't justify spending £449, $499, whatever it is, on a full Xbox just for 1 or 2 games. But can I justify spending £250 and also having Game Pass, and then also having all my games from before carry over and be backwards compatible? It's like, I think that's the right decision here, Obviously, I'm going to get PS5, probably as soon as God of War 2 is announced, because that's the main game I'm looking at. But this is an excellent move for Microsoft, and any casual gamers who only play say 1 or 2 games a year, or only play multiplayer games, they'll this is the right decision in my opinion.
Yeah, it's convenient and it's cheap. The only thing I don't have is the games. Hopefully Fable's sick, and hopefully they clutch it in the second half of the generation.
Yeah. But because in my opinion, Xbox have the advantage in almost every sphere. Hardware wise, Xbox is a little bit better. Better controller design. Yeah, it's they have and Game Pass, the services and all that. but games just do trump everything else, and that's just where they're lacking right now. So it's interesting to see, because this has kind of brought Microsoft somewhat back up, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Sony was way far in the lead, miles ahead, and this has brought Microsoft a bit closer. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially on launch. I wouldn't be surprised now, unless, of course, Sony just randomly released a PS5 that's £250. I wouldn't be surprised if on launch, Xbox sells more than PS5, like for the first month, because if you think about like the average consumer, especially around the holiday season, the average consumer is probably a parent, and they'll probably want to get the cheapest option, which is fair enough, and so it's like this just an incredible move for Microsoft here.
Yeah, it is, because they looked fucked going into this generation. But like, literally the only thing they don't have a leg up on is the games.
Yeah,
like that's
or at least they're not on par with. So
no, because Fable's the only thing they really have, and we're yet to see gameplay.
Yeah, I mean they acquired a bunch of studios a while back.
Yeah,
but it just hasn't seemed like they've done much with it. That being said, if they're able to acquire, because there's rumors that they'd acquire like WB Studios, so with it, the Batman Arkham games.
Gotham Knights, Xbox exclusive. Let's go.
Maybe not that one, but the other ones.
Michael Antonakos is Batman. Fuck yes.
But yeah, and along with that, it has led to some new Valhalla news, which is that Assassin's Creed Valhalla will, for whatever reason, well, we know the reason, but still, be moved up to November 10th instead of November 17th. So instead of being delayed, which we all agree that it should be, right?
Yeah, a little. It looks a little unpolished, and it probably will be that way, like on release. But I think people who say like it needs months and months, I don't think it needs that long.
Nah,
because.
I mean, I think just from what we've seen, because they've not marketed this game very well. From what we've seen, I feel like it does need a fair, like, until maybe like I think a delay to like February would probably be the best at minimum, because from what we've seen, it just doesn't. Not even that it doesn't look polished. It just doesn't look finished, in my opinion. Like from the character models to.
I agree. The character models look fucking terrible, and the combat is janky as anything. Yeah. Parkour is like oddly smooth. Parkour's smoother than Odyssey and Origins, I found.
Yeah.
Like just going from movement to movement. But yeah, characters look terrible. Like even Eivor looks awful.
Yeah. But instead, so they've pulled it up to match up with the Xbox.
Horse riding looks bad as well.
Sorry, what?
The horse riding looks a bit shit as well.
Yeah, it does look quite weird. It's I imagine it'll be something that is smoothed out in like, by the time the game actually releases. But yeah, so it's been moved up to align with the Xbox Series S release. And you got confused about this on Twitter, right?
Yeah, let me get Amon's tweet up. Because I saw it was announced as like the 10th, and I was like, well, what the fuck's going on? And then Amar tweeted underneath. Let me find it. No, someone asked, so is it 1 week earlier? He said, no, 1 week earlier, day on Xbox, winky face. You do know we are not shying away, and you know our release history. This wouldn't be the first time. I can't fucking. Yeah, he made a really confusing tweet.
Yeah, basically, it's like it seems like Ubisoft have a deal with Microsoft, which is why Valhalla was announced in the Microsoft event. So then they're moving up the game to match up with the Xbox Series S release, but it is still getting moved up on every other console. So don't worry, everyone out there, you can get Valhalla on November 10th if you want to. But I'd save your money for Cyberpunk personally.
You're not going to be old enough to play it though, are you? Because you're going to be 2 days shy of.
Oh no! No, fuck, no. No. What am I gonna do? I can't play Valhalla.
No, why?
I swear you've referenced that like 7 times in 9 episodes.
Fuck's sake.
But yeah, so that's a cheeky bit of Valhalla news has come out, and a lot of, well, not a lot of, but major console news, which I'm sure will just keep flooding in over the next few months. I mean, we're yet to find out a PS5. We're yet to find out a PS5 price, and I tweeted out saying like, oh, Xbox have the price over PS5, as in like Xbox have a better price, and people were like, oh, I didn't know we had the PS5 price yet. I have such a big brain, I'm debating. We got, and it's like, hey, for sure that's a problem though. For sure
just make the PS5 50 quid, like, for sure.
No, it's like we should know, like we should know the price of the PS5 by now. That you're not making an argument there.
Yeah,
like,
they're doing an event though, aren't they? Which will surely be when they announce
it'll
it.
be
they've
on.
Waited for Xbox.
Their event should be probably going on as soon as 3 hours after this podcast is uploaded on Wednesday.
Ooh.
So good timing, if anything. Check it out. I might live stream it. I don't know.
Do that.
Maybe just. But yeah, and also obviously starting this Origin stream soon. That's another plug that I forgot to mention because, we're shameless.
Oh yeah. Also, part 2 of the founded Scarab Walshie Black Flag battle over whether Rogue or Origins is better is being filmed after this.
Classic breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, that should be out in a... You can do anything you want as long as it, promotes your own content. But Xbox Series S is sick, and I reckon I'll get it.
The thing is,
I'm actually going to buy an Xbox One S though, because I looked it up at Argos.
Oh, just don't do that though. Don't.
No, I almost, because they're both white and they have the same like.
Yeah, their naming conventions are a fucking disaster.
Maybe that's their strategy, just to keep the Xbox One S afloat.
Just keep confusing people so they end up buying like 4 different consoles.
Oh, fuck's sake. But yeah, that is sick. And the Xbox Series X is $500, which is about standard, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I expected. I mean, I don't think I'd buy a console over $500, to be honest.
Nah, it's like £420. Basically 400.
Well, they're going for £450.
We get a worse deal in that case.
A little bit, yeah. Just use a VPN and you'll be fine. That's how it works, right?
Wait. No. Okay.
NordVPN actually no. Any VPN. Any VPN. If you want to sponsor the Eagles Call podcast, make sure to do that. Also, another plug that I missed at the start. We are on all podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, etc. If you didn't know, so make sure to check us out. Give us 5 stars.
You've said this at the
whatever
start
the rating
of every podcast for the last 2 months.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think we've only been podcasting for about a month and a half. But
no, it was June, wasn't it?
Jesus, was it really?
Yeah.
No, this year. I know everyone says it every year, but this year has flown by, man. That's
yeah, I know. I just get up episode 1, July 8th.
Oh yeah, with the worst thumbnail of all time. It's just a black screen.
It's not that bad. It's
fair enough. I mean, I think you made a much better one for episode 2, personally, but.
I don't even. Why does July feel like forever ago? But then, like.
It kind of was.
July doesn't feel like it happened at all.
I mean, most months feel. I mean, we were just inside, and then you're inside again, so. Because the UK is terrible at dealing with lockdown, or coronavirus.
Yeah, England's locked down again.
Yeah, and Scotland's fine. Well, Scotland's actually not fine, but it's just because our government's a bunch of pussies that don't give us free speech. But that's fine. And now that I've said that, I'll probably be arrested and thrown in a labour camp.
Yeah, probably.
Do you think I can say this online? Like, do you think they could actually arrest me for, I don't know, slandering?
They 100% could. If If I called, I don't know, the fucking Scottish police, or if I called Sturgeon or something, it's
Yeah.
like, I found a
Oh,
Scarab on his mouth.
you called Nicola Sturgeon's personal number. You just like,
Yeah,
"Oi."
I got her on speed dial.
Of course,
And,
yeah. So you just the Scarabs breaking rules.
also, your Parliament building looks like shit.
That is not
But,
wrong. That is a fact. It looks
We've
like
had
a
this
modern art
conversation
gallery.
before. It looks fucking atrocious. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of other things that look fucking atrocious, Yves Guillemot looks like he's been.
He's just a cute old man. Come on. He's
Nah,
harmless.
he looks like he's been through some shit the last few months. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope
Wonder
he
why that could
fucking
be.
has. He's scum.
Yeah, recently. Well, yeah, we had Ubisoft forward, Ubisoft backward.
Do you want to get the
Ubisoft-
Eve thing out the way now? Because it's like a fucking...
We might as well, because first of all, nothing happened at Ubisoft Forward except for a little remaster that we'll talk about later. But Ubisoft, after months and months of campaigning, after
Like 3.
everyone asking, oh, can you at least fucking regard all these things that have come out about your company? Can you at least mention them? So instead of putting a presentation together, instead of putting a talk together, you know, in the actual conference that millions of people saw, instead of doing that, they put a 4-minute video on Twitter because apparently time constraints meant that they couldn't address the massive rampant sexual abuse accusations that have come out, and also the essentially racist game that came out. Or game trailer, mobile game trailer.
Yeah, right.
They came in. Apparently, they couldn't address that because of time constraints. They had to talk about, you know, their shitty Prince of Persia remaster, so they just couldn't mention it. It was pathetic, man. And then on Twitter, anyone who responded got an automated message saying, "Oh yeah, sorry, we hear you." Fuck off.
Oh yeah.
Fuck off. Do you hear anyone? You fucking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It doesn't take 3 months to sit down a dishevelled old man and say, "Sorry, we were cunts." It doesn't take that fucking long.
It felt so hollow as well. Like,
yes, that's the thing. People were saying, because like the original sexual misconduct allegations, all that shit was like a week, 2 weeks before the first Ubisoft Forward. So people were like, right, put it in there. Just a little video at the beginning to maybe, you know, talk about what's been going on. Didn't fucking do that. And I think, again, they might have said something about time constraints. I don't know. And then today, when they had the second one, an hour before Ubisoft Forward, where there'd be a bunch of news to fucking drone this out, they have Eve to sit in front of the camera and say, "I am sorry, you do not reflect Ubisoft values." When he was trying to fucking push the whole thing.
He was trying to hide it up, yeah.
No, Eve's fucking... Eve hasn't got enough shit. Eve
needs to go.
Terrible.
Eve needs to go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He needs to go. He's been out of touch with not only, you know, everything that's gone on. He's been out of touch with the games industry for the last 5 years. The fact that he had Serge Haskell running half his company for the last 5 years.
And this just makes me feel even more like disconnected from Ubisoft, because they make fucking horrible creative decisions. No higher up at Ubisoft knows what they're doing, and also they're morally fucked.
Yeah.
And the more you fund them, the more you tell them what you're doing is fine. And
I saw people on Twitter making an argument like, "Oh, Eve has to overrun an entire company. He can't keep up with everything." It's like, no,
this was happening.
This actively happened under his watch, and he just, you know, it was ignored for years, and it's been ignored continuously for months, even though we knew about it. It's
he actively tried to make a witch hunt out of it to, you know, the worst offenders, when there was a whole fucking culture of this shit at the company.
Yeah.
He's I won't say just as bad, 'cause it's not about who's as bad as each other, but he's fucking terrible.
And they claim
awful.
changes are going to be made, and it's like, fucking, I'll believe it when I see it, because this was the bare minimum. They should have done this 3 months ago. This was the bare minimum. They're not in any way, you know, fucking off the hook, or like, you know what I mean? Like, this should have been addressed. This should have been done 3 months ago. And and they didn't even show it at the event. They hid it under the event.
No, I know, and they let the event drone it out, and it's so fucking pessimistic the way, because they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were fucking doing. They knew they'd do that, and they'd announce Prince of Persia, and that'd be all anyone was fucking talking about.
The nerve to say, we hear you. The fucking nerve.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate that phrase over the last 4 months because every company under the sun started saying, oh, we hear you. We're going to make a difference, when all you care about is money and profit margins. And that's fine, your company. But don't try and fucking claim moral virtue or whatever. Don't be like, oh, we hear you. We're making good shit. We're a good morally virtuous company. No, fuck off. Make some actual changes and stop with this hollow corporate, attempts to do the bare minimum and try and sweep things under the rug so you don't actually have to deal with anything, so you don't have to make any real changes, and so you don't have to accept the fact that your CEO is completely out of touch with the entire industry. It's fucking...
Yeah. And as you say about taking, like, the moral high ground, when Eve was there talking about our values, Ubisoft's values, he knew this shit was going on, and when it blew up in his face, he tried to hide it and make as small a... like, that's fucking out there. He's done that. He has no values. The only thing Yves Guillemot or Ubisoft cares about is making money. They don't care about treating people right. They don't care about, being on, like, the right side of history or making even good products for that matter. They care about making fucking money. And that's it.
To be clear, I don't mind if a company wants to make money, right?
No.
But when they were saying that shit, like, we hear you, when they try and make the claims of, oh, it's our that doesn't line up with our values, like, that's when it's an issue,
Yeah, exactly. It's when you put money so high above people who are being abused. Just fucking women.
When you put it over your employees, basic fucking rights.
Yeah, it's just 4 minutes of absolute bollocks. And if you're someone who's sucked up to this fucking billion-dollar company and pandered to them over people who have gone through abuse, fuck you. Especially if you're someone who should be holding them accountable, fuck you.
Yeah, and when it comes to that trailer, that was, the trailer for their mobile game.
Yeah.
That was, like, essentially an anti-BLM trailer.
Oh, that was fucked, yeah.
And then they were like, oh, the trailer was made 2 years ago and it was just released now. It's like, fucking, have you not seen anything that's gone on in the past 6 months? Change the trailer. It's... And then afterwards, he was like, oh yeah, Ubisoft stand with Black Lives Matter. It's like, okay, show that.
Yeah, they have zero values at all.
It's
I fucking hate Ubisoft.
Yeah.
I can't stand... I feel so disillusioned with fucking Ubisoft. Everything they do.
Yeah, I mean, I've already said that I'm not buying a Ubisoft game other than Valhalla until I see some genuine changes. Despite really wanting to get Far Cry 6.
Speaking of French sex offenders... Cuties is released. Let's just get through this shit now.
We're just not going over Ubisoft Forward then. I mean, I'm fine with that, but
we will do that unless you still like all the fucking horrible.
I mean, yeah,
shit.
there is plenty French sex offenders.
Too many.
No.
Fuck the French.
So, Jack, have you seen?
This is a really heated episode.
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit. Have you seen Cuties, Jack?
No, why do I feel like you're interrogating me? No.
Thank
That's
fuck.
the thing.
Okay. Yeah, you're off the hook. It's fine. I
literally asked you if you wanted to watch it for like banter, but the fact you have a message of me saying you wanna watch Cuties, I feel like you have fucking leverage over me now.
Oh, it's because it's part of me, purely because of the podcast. Part of me was like, I should watch this, and then I saw a clip on Twitter and I had to turn it off after 15 seconds because I could. It's worse. It's worse than I could have even imagined. Like, after everything that came out, after that poster, after the trailers, after everything, it is worse than I could have even fucking imagined.
Yeah, I know. Did you see that list I sent you of like?
Do you want to get it up so you can go through some of the stuff and just, I guess, disclaimer that this is absolutely fucking repulsive.
Yeah, I'll send it to you on Twitter. Oh
Yeah,
fuck, no, that's the wrong thing.
it is. So yeah, Cuties on Netflix is released. French filmmaker made it, and it's it is
Yeah, I've sent
repulsive.
you it now.
So some scenes in Cuties, according to this guy on Twitter, two male security guards stop the girls, and one girl says, "We're dancers," and proceeds to twerk for him.
I fucking saw that on Blair White's channel because I watched a video on it.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
fucking
saw the same. The four girls are practicing for the competition. The scene includes them repetitively holding and smacking each other's behinds while they twerk and pulling each other's clothes. One girl takes a photo of her private parts and posts it online.
that one fuck with me.
A 5-year-old girl takes a turn at webcam.
What the fuck?
A young girl tries to take a photo of a schoolboy's penis, and a girl takes a used condom and pulls. It's fucking disgusting.
It is fucking. But hey, it's anti-paedophilia. The only way to be anti-paedophilia is to be a paedophile.
It's the fucking worst because people are like, so the film is about the horrors of child trafficking, of child sexualization. This is not the way to do it. You don't stop. You don't denounce sexualization of children by actively sexualizing children. For anyone trying to defend this film by using intent or whatever it is,
It's fucking stupid.
Intent is completely irrelevant here, right? Good intentions don't matter when the product itself is absolutely reprehensible. There's a great quote which is, "The road to hell is paved with good intentions," and that sums this up. Because regardless of whether the director is anti-pedophilia, anti all that, the fact of the matter is, you have still choreographed, sexualized dances for underage 13-year-old actresses, filmed them close up, filmed them like in horrifically sexual positions, filmed them doing horrendous shit. It makes me physically feel fucking sick. And you've posted that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You can't
That's
defend
what
this
people
in the
take issue
slightest.
with. It's not that they're talking about kids being sexualized, and people are saying like, "Oh, but it's a real." People know it's a real issue, but a film like, let's say, Taxi Driver, right? Jodie Foster's character is like a 14, 15-year-old prostitute.
Yeah.
But it's presented so grimily, and she's never sexualized by like Scorsese or the cinematography.
Exactly.
It's like a gritty reality, but here it's being like put on a fucking pedestal, and it's being made like liberating.
Yeah.
When they're meant to be what, 11?
Yeah, I mean the fact that the actresses are fully underage girls, I think is, and they've been they're like, there's 3-minute segments of like 3-minute segments that are purely sexualized dances.
That's been fucking immortalised though. It's on the biggest streaming platform in the world. That's no, like, Hollywood is disgusting generally, but for a kid to have this hang over them for their entire life.
Yeah, and like it, at the end of the day, this is exploitative of children. I don't care if fucking their parents said it. I don't care if they were casting and acting children. The children in this film have been exploited, and
100%.
maybe the intentions of the director were good. That doesn't matter. They're still children, and they've still been exploited. That's still going to be them. That's still going to be there for the rest of their lives. And the fact of the matter is, as much as, sure, again, good intentions, the fact of the matter is, and this is horrible and disgusting to say, and I feel horrible for these little girls, because there are pedophiles, and pedophiles will probably get off to this film.
Yes. That's the what. Like, intent doesn't matter when the final product is fucking cuties. It's like me going out and, I don't know, fucking shanking someone to say, hey, knife crime's bad. It's, you don't solve a problem by being a part of the problem. It's fucked.
That's exactly it. Like, this is indefensible, inexcusable. There are ways to present these horrific issues, these horrific real world issues. There are ways to present them without actually partaking in them. There are ways to present them without sexualizing them, without, putting them on a pedestal, like you said, without showing, I guess, what would the word even be? Like, it's hard, but There are ways to
Yeah.
do it without having 3 to 4 minute scenes of little girls doing horrendous, like, sexual dances. Those girls actually did those. They were actually filmed. There are close-ups of just.
Yeah, and like
Sorry,
I know the one. I know it's and I know the exact video you mean because you retweeted like denouncing it, and I watched like 20 seconds and I felt genuinely sick.
Yeah, I couldn't watch more than 15, 20 seconds either.
It's
Because
fun. This film, people will look at like violent films or like Joker or American History X and be like, oh, you know, that's not right. But this is genuinely a film that is dangerous and socially irresponsible, if like there ever
I
was one,
agree.
because you can't bring fucking paedophilia into the mainstream and have Netflix defend it as saying, oh, it's culture or it's liberating. It's the way people are making fucking... And the worst thing is, when mainstream media tries to write off as like an alt-right thing, being anti-paedophilia isn't right, it's not leftist, it's fucking bipartisan. It's not
yes.
political, it's just fucking decency.
This is that's been because as someone who's not necessarily like right or left, right? I'm not fucking. I don't classify myself as a centrist. It's dependent on the issue, right?
Right.
But like, I really, really, really hope that the mainstream media don't try and make pedophilia defensible from the left wing perspective, because it's like what are we doing? Making the argument that pedophilia is wrong is a right wing view. That's fucking stupid. It's brainless, and it's like the biggest problem here is that these issues exist in real life, and they should be addressed by media. That's a big part of what media is for. If you look at films like, I don't know, fucking This Is England, for example, you know, like, but you can't. I'd be somewhat okay with it if the actors were over 18. I'd be somewhat okay with it. Conceptually. Still wouldn't be okay with like how it's filmed and all that shit.
Oh, definitely not.
But these are real children. These are real children who have been, you know, who have had these dances choreographed for them, filmed, who have done them, and this will last for the rest of their life.
Yeah, it's for me that like the film's terrible, but for me it's a dangerous indicator of a slippery slope. Like obviously paedophilia is far from normal, as you know it fucking shouldn't be.
But like, I'm sorry, right? I agree. Slippery slope arguments are like they're hit or miss.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard for people to deny at this point that there has been a push to somewhat normalize pedophilia.
Yes, and it's
not
fucked. Like
it's not,
maps and all that.
It's not massive, but it's certainly growing. And this film on the biggest streaming platform on Earth, and at one of the biggest film festivals on Earth, shows a potentially changing tide, and it repulses me. For like the whole maps thing on Twitter, it's horrific.
Yeah, I just wonder if in like a few years' time, this will hopefully just be some weird film that should have never happened. Because
hopefully,
this is more shocking than like a Serbian film. This to me, cheers. This is more like disturbing to me than a Serbian film or like Cannibal Holocaust or any of that, because those are like snuff films. They're meant to be disturbing. But this is sick. Like the intent's not just to shock. The intent is to prove like these children being sexualized is liberating, and that feels genuinely fucking dangerous. And in a few years' time, I just hope that it's still as like demonized as it is today, because luckily
Hopefully.
there's been so much backlash, and that's
Well,
great.
yeah. Absolutely. But then when you see the people defending this, and it's like it's not just like, fucking maps on Twitter or whatever. It's like just normal people have been minority, but vocal minority.
Yeah, Tessa
Have
Thompson did,
defended
didn't she?
Yeah, a few too many, and it's like, it's because a lot of time when you're trying to say to someone like, oh yeah, pedophilia is somewhat becoming normalized, right?
Yeah.
They'll immediately write you off like, oh no, of course it's not, no one would. But you can't do that anymore. You have to face the fact that pedophilia. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
Again, this is an issue that it's hard to talk about because it just.
Yeah, I know. It
makes me feel.
It's fucked. This has been a rather joyful episode of the Eagles Call so far.
Yeah. By the way, if you want to denounce cuties, stop posting clips of it on Twitter. You fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Stop exposing it. Stop showing it off.
People have been cancelling their Netflix subscriptions. It's
yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for. I would really like for Netflix to denounce pedophilia, because there was that viral thing of like.
We accept all cultures.
Yeah.
Pedophilia.
Yes. Do you accept pedophilia, or do you? It was something like that. It was like a simple yes or no.
It was literally like, are you
suffice.
against pedophilia? Yes
Yeah.
or no.
And then they were like, oh, we accept all cultures. We can't comment on this, etc. And it's like, no, just denounce pedophilia, and then I'll be.
Yeah, you're not a bigot, and you're not alt-right if you hate pedophiles. You're just fucking normal.
Yeah, exactly. You're normal. You're a normal human being, and that's the problem with Twitter a lot of the time, is that Twitter's only got like 40 million users. It's a very small, it's a very small sample of the actual human race, But
Yeah.
or did I say 40? I think it's 400 million. Sorry. Anyway.
That sounds more right.
Yeah, no, so it's my bad. But it's, like, compared to Facebook or whatever, it's minuscule. But the average person, anyone, like, if you walked in the street, most likely everyone you see, like, one in every the fucking, you know what I mean. The majority of like every million people, will hate pedophiles. It's not alt-right. It's not right-wing. It's not political at all. It's just moral, basic human virtues.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what do pedophiles stand for other than being totally fucked?
I'm very against the idea of singular morality. Like, oh, there's one way to be a good person. There's one morality.
Yeah.
But when it comes to something like this is like, don't kill people, don't fiddle kids. It's simple. It's very simple. And
Just don't be French, basically.
Because
fuck the French.
I feel like this film, say like 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Not even. Fucking even this year, right? If you were found with this, say, on your PC, probably get done. As in, like, arrested.
Yeah, because, like, some of those things that were on that fucking list.
Yeah.
Like, when I was looking at, I searched up the other day and I watched that Blair White video. But when I looked it up, one of the top videos, when you just type in, like, cuties review, is a lawyer classifying whether it's child pornography or not.
Jesus Christ. Because, like, like, if someone was found with this in their possession, it's like, oh, yeah, we're going to arrest you on suspicion of child pornography. It's a dark day for the film industry and for the world. Yeah.
But on the other hand, Mulan made less than $6 million.
Jesus Christ.
Is fucking great.
Yeah, Milan. Oh, on a swift other note, Milan wasn't quite child.
That was a rough 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Milan wasn't quite child porn, but it was just as terrible. No, I've not seen Milan, but apparently it's an absolute train wreck.
I'm glad it didn't do well though, because of how it was being sold. We spoke about that a few episodes ago.
Here's a question, because after this happened, do you think that Disney could delay Black Widow more?
To have it in cinemas?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that long until they fully reopen, is it?
Like, I mean, cinemas in my country are completely reopened. I think it's. I think they're just waiting for the US to fully open. But
yeah, they were in Birmingham as well, but we're in another lockdown now, specifically us, so we can't have that anymore.
Fucking
which
idiot.
is fucking great.
Oh yeah, Boris blamed young people.
Oh yeah,
no, breaking the rules.
Can't be in groups of 6, but we're gonna put you in a fucking school and you'll be in bubbles of like 200. Right.
But no, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Disney. I'm not sure, because maybe by November 1st, cinemas will be open fully. But it is a major yikes. I mean, they spent 200 mil on Milan, making a 7 mil. Like, Disney films, I swear every Disney film that's released in the last 3 years has made $1 billion. Just about.
Yeah, I know, but like, that's the thing. I'm so glad that this fucking live action remake that's being sold in such a scummy way has bombed so massively. It deserves to.
Because this film is kind of the epitome of everything wrong with Disney.
Oh yeah. Oh, they also did it the most ironic thing is they filmed it in Xinjiang, and like the actor for Milan isn't against the CCP.
I didn't watch. I chose not to watch it for that reason. I didn't want to mention that, but because it had a boycott campaign. And I'm in complete agreement. I don't think it should be. I don't want to pay for it. Because of that.
Yeah, but yeah, everyone's on Xi Jinping's payroll basically, and
yeah, so it is just
even us.
Just the epitome of Disney, you know, using money from China, in the same city as there's concentration camps, selling this shitty remake for $30.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm also glad that it didn't do well, because hopefully, well, it probably won't change how Disney movies are made, but at least it won't make this a normal thing where you have to pay and watch movies at home, because watching new movies at home fucking sucks. I remember watching The Irishman for the first time.
Yeah,
I was like, this is good, but this would have been 1,000 times better if I was watching it in a theater.
Oh, I know. I just had like a bucket of popcorn there. I was lying on my sofa, and that's almost a year ago now. That's mad.
Yeah, it was
in November.
That took me a couple viewings. I'm not gonna lie.
What? Do you think it was too slow?
No, it was just because it was so long.
Yeah.
Not necessarily too slow. It was just like I'm pretty sure I fell asleep, because not like because I was bored, just because when you're lying in bed watching a film, it just kind of happens.
I kind of like that though, because that and El Camino came out around the same time, and I got up to watch those at like 8, and it was like Christmas morning, so I was really hyped for both of those.
Yeah.
So that's cool, but like nothing will ever be the cinema.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do on this earth. There's nothing matches. I used to love one of the things that used to be fucking sick, and won't be anymore, is going to the cinema every year around Christmas time to watch the new Star Wars. Solo fucked it, but like, even Rise of Skywalker, just the atmosphere. As shit as it was to start with, I cried when the fucking title crawl started. Oh, bro, nah, I was. Rise of Skywalker was dead for everyone I knew. Like,
the cinema was fucking empty when I went.
Yeah, I got it spoiled.
I went at midnight, to be fair.
Yeah, I asked someone what happened in it, because I didn't care enough. Got it spoiled for me. Confused me. They were like, oh yeah, the Sith just happens because you kill and Palpatine's grandfather shit. I was like, okay. And then I got there. No one was really that hyped. I was like, oh, this will be alright, I guess.
Also, bottled Snoke is fucking great.
There's zero atmosphere. And as soon as we got out, we were all like, that was good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, that was good. No, it wasn't. It was really bad,
that
wasn't
was
it?
sad for me because I remember leaving The Force Awakens as like a really happy 12-year-old, and everyone was there. And it was like, whoa, the fucking atmosphere, new Star Wars film, and it was sick. Even with like The Last Jedi, which is more divisive, or Rogue One, the atmosphere was still great.
But it
With The
slowly
Last
died.
Jedi, it's just fucked.
Solo kind of killed it, but then the Rise of Skywalker
I like
was just
Solo.
nothing. But I remember with The Last Jedi, I loved it the first viewing, then hated it for 6 months, and now I have like a love-hate relationship with it.
I've always loved The Last Jedi.
Yeah, because I got on the bandwagon for a bit, like it's terrible, and then I realized there are parts of it that are terrible, but like if you take it as a whole thing, it's good. It's not.
Yeah, like I think things got blown out, but like I never liked Rose, but I never fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Or I never like hated Canto Boy either. Like
Yeah, exactly. Things
Canto
did
Boy
get.
looks cool, but it makes not very
Yeah.
much. And also making an anti-capitalist message when you're Disney through fucking Star Wars. Fuck off.
But that was the exact thing. It was the reaction to it was overblown. Like if YouTube didn't exist, no one would consider it. Like people were calling it a complete cinematic failure. It's like not quite. It has one side plot that is stupid.
Yeah, exactly, and it wastes a few characters, but the cinematography is very nice, and the soundtrack is obviously great.
Everything with Rey and Luke is good except Luke throwing away his lightsaber.
Oh, I hated that so much.
I still hate that, but his new philosophy and his like the way his character's grown is good, but he just wouldn't do that because he's not a fucking comic relief character.
No, but everyone has to be in the fucking 2010s action movies. Come on, guys, everything has to be funny.
But yeah, no, the theory like, imagine watching Infinity War or Endgame without not being in the theater. It just
like Black Widow. If they do a later theater release, I will wait for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go. I think it'll be in my theaters, but
Oh
yeah. So
it's not going to be in mine though.
Nah, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they did like an extended theater run, as well as releasing it on Disney Plus. Like I think they might do all like the whole package. That I'd be okay with if studios release things on like the streaming platform, and also at theaters. I think I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. I think for Black Widow, I'm gonna have to fucking get a train to Wales or some shit.
Just come up to Edinburgh. We'll do an Eagles call.
Oh my god, that'd be sick.
Imagine.
Yeah. Wait,
but,
when's it coming
Jack,
out?
did you not know Black Widow dies?
Oh no, you spoiled it. Black Widow dies in the film Black Widow.
Oh, now we're just doing the exact same joke from the As Always podcast. We've evolved.
Yeah, we did that, didn't we?
We've evolved.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
isn't
epic.
Robert Downey Jr. in it though?
I don't think so. Like, I don't think he is properly. I think
remember that was a rumor.
I think his face appears like at some point, but I don't think he is in it. You know.
Yeah, it's set between Civil War and Infinity War, isn't it?
It's a weird. I think so. I've never been quite sure because I thought it'd make sense to do it between Infinity War and Endgame. I figured that'd make more sense.
Oh yeah,
but it just is what it is. Infinity War and Endgame, but it should be a good laugh. I mean, I think it's gonna be a decent film. I love what's his name? Who's playing big Russian Captain America?
David Harbour.
I love him. I love David Harbour.
Yeah, there's something speech when they win the fucking awards, Stranger Things Series 1, and Winona Ryder's all there, off her tits.
Of course.
And he's there and he says, sometimes you just need to punch some people in the face. They're all fucking mental.
There's just a charm about him. This is so lovable.
Yeah, he married Lily Allen. That's all.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Shit. That's pretty sick. What happened to Lily Allen?
I don't know. She's fucking weird. But yeah. Lily Allen on the Eagles Go podcast.
Remember when Winona Ryder was young and cool? And not mental?
Well, no, because she's like 60, and I'm not. She's not
She's
that old.
48.
She's...
Nah, her and Beetlejuice and then Edward Scissorhands were both sick. She went out with Keanu Reeves as well. That's weird.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, she is mental though.
Yeah, fully.
Like, do you know the speech I made when they win? Is it an Emmy they won?
Nah, yeah,
She's there.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't. Well,
Naughty bloody gazer.
Bit of Xbox
yeah.
coming on.
That's a thing. Do you hear about the Zelda prequel coming out? Breath of the Wild prequel.
I did not hear about that. No, but then again, I don't have a Switch, so.
Yeah, it's really.
Bro,
it's
Nintendo,
really odd.
We need E3 back, right, bro?
I like Nintendo Directs, but E3 was fucking great.
Yeah, I mean Nintendo Directs are good, right? But
yeah,
here's the thing. I'm just gonna get a side rant right now. But like, there's so much news to keep up with that shit like this just doesn't show up. Like, I don't see it on Twitter. It just skims past me. It goes over my head because there's so much other stuff to keep up with. Whereas when it was E3, it was like all the news at E3, at Gamescom, and then Nintendo Direct, and that was fine. But now it's like every day there's something new to keep up with, and like,
yeah,
this should be a big thing, but it's buried under a bunch like Ubisoft Forward and the COD Black Ops multiplayer trailer, and which we'll get into later, and everything else is like, calm down.
Yeah, to be fair, they didn't market it for shit. Like, Mario 3D All Stars out in 5 days, gonna be fucking sick, game of the year. You know I've got it pre-ordered, but that.
Wait. How many do you have pre-ordered?
I told you this last time. I contemplated buying more than one, so I could be a filthy scalper.
Do it.
Oh, I kind of. Fuck, should I buy two? Oh, I kind of want to do it now.
Oh, do I need to buy one as well then?
Oh, you know, I'm going to be a filthy little cunt and buy another 2 copies.
Mario.
Oh, am I bastard if I do that?
Huh?
No, I'm part of the fuck. They want me to do this. No,
What?
that's why they've made it a limited release. Because Mario Sunshine goes for like $100 on fucking GameCube, and they knew that'd happen again. But yeah, Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's not Breath of the Wild 2. That's coming, I'm guessing, next year, the year after.
Right,
it's
okay.
a Hyrule Warriors game, which is sort of like a strategy type thing. But that looks...
Oh, right.
It is coming out in November. They announced it 2 days before, and they announced Mario 3D All-Stars, the first big Mario game in 3 years, like fucking 2 weeks before it comes out, which is mad.
Yeah, but they just are gonna do a full remaster of Mario 64. I'm telling you right here.
Oh, I love that.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna make a full remake, and it's gonna happen.
Oh, but like that's the thing. Playing Odyssey, and there's the fucking Mario 64 world, and it's on like the Odyssey ending. It's like, fuck, why didn't they just do that? And it's
but they're gonna make an even better version, a full-on remake with more levels. It's gonna be fucking brilliant.
Oh my god, I would love if you were right and this was just a test run and they do a full 64 remaster.
It's foreplay. It's just foreplay.
That's all Nintendo have been fucking. I'm gonna buy another copy.
It's just Reggie giving you the finger before he, thrusts his cock.
Reggie wouldn't have let this happen.
Who is at Nintendo now?
Shigeru's still there. Reggie's gone. What's his name? Died a few years ago.
The thing is, I always just say Reggie anyway because Reggie's just the man,
Yeah.
But
oh fuck! I'm buying another 2 copies. I can be a filthy fucking.
do you know what'd be funny?
guy.
If all the codes in that expired.
Oh no! I'm buying physical because that'll go for way more.
What if those expire too, though?
Oh, could you imagine that? I'm fucking disgusting. I'm gonna just leave these for 5 years and then.
Fuck! Am I gonna have to do this too? Am I gonna have to be a filthy, scummy capitalist?
There's nothing. Oh my god! I've just spent a fucking £100 buying another 2 copies. This one gonna be scum. I'm a total bastard. But,
part of me hopes that they expire now.
They want me to no, but Nintendo want us to do that. They want us to be animalistic scalpers.
Yeah,
to keep them high value.
It's because they're big money mindset hustle. That's what it is.
That's why you never see a Nintendo game on fucking sale, because they're like, oh, I feel so guilty.
Why?
Because I've just...
All you're doing is just making the bag.
No, I'm preying on people's fear of missing out.
You've clearly seen Wolf of Wall Street, and you know what you're doing.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get through. Oh my god.
Because every white teenage boy saw Wolf of Wall Street and decided they were becoming a billionaire.
Oh, I saw that when I was like 13, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do stocks. It's gonna be really easy.
I'm gonna marry Margot Robbie.
Oh, don't even get me started. Fuck's sake. This is...
I thought you were more Millie Bobby Brown, but fair enough.
Oh my god, Joe, she's 16. I'm 17. It's like a 6 months difference, to be fair. But I'm not gonna...
that's too big. That's too big a difference.
Oh, according to Twitter,
you're as bad as
week
anyone who watches cuties. You're just as bad.
Oh, fuck.
You're part of the problem. Get on the right side of history, man.
If it means... Oh, you know, no, it's not fucking do that, Joe.
But yeah, so speaking of other gaming news, as I mentioned earlier, the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer reveal was recently, along with some zombies teasers, and holy shit, has it got me hyped. This is my second most hyped game of the year.
Ooh.
Bro.
What's your most hype?
Cyberpunk, yeah. Bro, you don't understand. I was such a big fucking Black Ops fan. Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Oh, this is too much. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Treyarch finally rediscovered what makes Black Ops, you know?
Do you reckon?
It's gorgeous.
Because I haven't really looked at enough, because that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is I thought Ghosts wasn't the best, and I think I gave Advanced Warfare a bit of a go, and then I gave up, and then World War II I had a go at, 'cause it was like, oh, boots on the ground, back to their roots type shit, like the fucking healing system in that game, in the campaign.
But it kind of wasn't, though. Like, World War II kind of felt like a Battlefield game to me in ways.
Oh, yeah, I do see what you mean. It felt inspired by, like, Battlefield 1, even though it was like, only a year older. But I enjoyed that for what it was. But then I just sort of... That was my last chance with Call of Duty. But I reckon I'll give this a look if it's got your word. Because I did love Black Ops 1 and 2.
It feels like it's finally... Like, after around Black Ops 2 Ghosts type time, they obviously switched quite a bit. It feels like they evolved the series, but I guess not in the right way. And obviously, it's hard to say the right way because everyone's different.
Yeah.
But this now, along with like Modern Warfare last year was great. This, I feel, is the true natural evolution of what should have come after, what should have come with the next generation of COD. And sure, it's been a generation of either shit games or mid games. Yeah. But this looks like a true return to form, a true return to COD. It just looks perfect. It feels like 2010. And
do you reckon this is what Black Ops 3 should have been?
The thing is, I'm not too like Black Ops 3 is okay in my mind.
But I like the multiplayer.
Yeah, like the thing is,
some good maps.
They've made mistakes and they've clearly learned from their mistakes. And with Modern Warfare last year and this, it's kind of like a soft reboot to the series in a lot of ways. And I think I think it's just perfect. Like the multiplayer, you know, there is, because obviously they added advanced movement in that. There is kind of advanced movement here, but it's not mind numbing, you know? They've got boats, they've got choppers, they've got, you know, they've got a zip line, but like it doesn't look like a stupid fucking Batman Arkham type thing or anything like that. It's just like a grapple hook type thing, and it just looks gorgeous, man. It's like boots on the ground with true additions, true improvements. And then the zombies looks beautiful as well.
Oh, fuck that.
We've only been
talking
teased
about zombies so much. It's got me craving zombies.
Yeah.
We need to have a few rounds of Kino de Totem after this.
because it looks like there's been rumors going around that they're basically going to do Transit 2. So,
yeah, I heard that.
So we've seen some images, and it looks like it's to do with the power room in Transit, and it looks like it's going to be. What people are saying, it's because did you play Transit? Yeah, Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the big white power room.
Yeah.
Basically, the shot in the trailer essentially looks like that room, but obviously like 60 years before. So people are saying it's going to be a prequel to Transit. It's going to be setting up that power room, setting up the whole thing.
Fucked up.
Yeah, so it's like there's wires everywhere. It looks like 60s, 70s. Fucking yeah, that is when it.
Yeah, because Transit did look a bit like fucking old. I'm trying to find this trailer. What trailer is it called?
Hold up. I will find it right now. So
is it the multiplayer reveal trailer?
Yeah. What was it at the end of that? Hold up. So I think if you skip to.
People are already saying it looks a lot like Battlefield.
At the very end of the multiplayer reveal trailer.
Yeah.
There's some zombies footage, and if you go to 310. I'll put this up on screen for everyone who can't see it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so people are saying those wires, and when you look down, people are saying that circle looks just like the Transit power room. And I couldn't agree. I think that's exactly what it is. I think that's spot on.
Fucking hell.
Like that's
that's fully what it is.
Now that I see it again, that's definitely what it is. I have no doubts in my mind. We're getting a Transit prequel, and it's got me so hyped because I fucking I love COD, right? Generally, but zombies fucking hit. I love zombies so much. Got round 80 on Kino. Got round 52 on Town. And after Black Ops 4, which was just the most repetitive, like every single map in Black Ops 4 was basically a massive Easter egg. And you had to spend like 3 hours doing an Easter egg, and that was it. And once you did the Easter egg, you had no content left. Whereas now it's like, it's just fucking brilliant. I'm so excited.
Fuck. So what are your most hyped games of the year then?
So generally, so you got Cyberpunk, obviously.
Yeah.
You've got Black Ops Cold War. Skywalker Saga, the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga was my most hyped game.
Yeah, me too.
But that's obviously been pushed back.
Yeah.
Then you've got Valhalla, Far Cry 6, which I'm still on the fence about buying, for obvious reasons. Because I'm really hyped to see what it is, because I kind of went on a Far Cry 3 binge the other day. I replayed a little bit, and then I watched Pyrocynical's video on it. Which
that is such a good video.
It's a fucking masterpiece of a video. So I kind of got
Cry 3.
it got me really hyped for Far Cry 6. It'd be nice to see some actual gameplay and all that.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, because Giancarlo Esposito is obviously great.
Yeah.
But if the gameplay's shit, then
yeah. And then you've got 2K21 on the next gen consoles, because it seems like they're going to make some big upgrades. I know fucking sports games. Shut the fuck. What else is there? What else is there that's even coming out? Am I missing something big?
Crash Bandicoot 4.
Don't care.
No, Crash Bandicoot 4 is... Right, let me go through my list. My most hyped game for this year is just a port of 3 old games. It's Mario All-Stars. Because when Assassin's Creed used to be my favourite gaming franchise, when it's as shit as it is, it's Mario.
Yeah. Well, if I had a Switch, that'd probably be my favourite, one of my most hyped games. But.
Yeah, mate, you should probably order a copy before they all get scalped.
Do you think I should get a copy of it?
I think you should get 2, so I don't feel as guilty.
Well, I can't get 2 because I literally have no money. But
yeah, fair enough. My most hyped games are that, because those are like 3 fucking masterpieces. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, 2 of the best games ever made, dripping with fucking charm. 2... Oh, for fuck's sake. 2 is Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's going to be...
Yeah.
You were saying this a few weeks ago after that new Nightwire, and there is going to be a new Nightwire soon.
That'll be great.
you were saying you think it'll define RPGs in the same way The Witcher 3 has, and I think it will as well. It's going to be incredible.
Like, you know how The Witcher 3 spawned a bunch of copies? And
Yeah.
It defined a generation of games. That's what this will be. This will be setting up the baseline for RPGs for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I know.
So,
But yeah, that'll be sick. Third most hyped, Crash 4. Big platformer guy. And Crash is probably my second favourite, or maybe third after, like, Do you remember when fucking Cuphead DLC was meant to be out in January 2018?
they just never drop.
No, and they called it Delicious Last Course, so it was like DLC in the title.
Right.
And they were going to add a whole new oil, but
Just
it's
never
just
happened.
not come out. And I love Cuphead, was one of my favourite. It probably is the best game of 2017. But
is it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I think in my best
check
games of 2017, best games of like the 2010s, I was like, I love Origins, I love Mania, and I love Cuphead, but Origins just has to take it, guys.
Not Horizon?
Oh no, I liked Horizon a lot, but those were like...
Yeah. Oh, nah. Resident Evil 7 for me.
Oh, I like Resi 7, but
I'm not even a horror game fan, but that was a whole nother level.
Fair enough.
2017 wasn't an amazing year though, was it? That's actually let's leave this. This is a series. This is a series we've got to go. You know how we're doing all the Assassin's Creed games
every year.
Since I think if we go every year from 2006. Because I think before then we won't have played too many of the games.
Yeah.
Because we're young boys.
I don't know why you said that like
like a French pedophile.
Right. Fucking hell. If you're French and you're watching this, we hate every French person except for you.
Yeah.
And as you'll know if you've watched previous episodes, we love you and exclusively you. 2017 games, Breath of the Wild, sick. Horizon Zero Dawn, pretty good, very good. Resi 7, you love that. I also liked it a lot. Mario Odyssey was really good. A teensy bit overrated, but like a solid 8, yeah. I'm a big fan, but people call it like the best Mario game, and it just isn't.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. I mean,
I played it like 4 times though, and
I'm not much of a connoisseur, but I mean, personally, the best Mario game is New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. So,
are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nostalgic gem, right? And it's fucking great. It was portable, got me through so many car journeys and like ferry rides.
Yeah.
But mate, it's a good idea. The new Super Mario Bros. Series was a good idea.
Where are you going with this?
I'm saying, nostalgia aside, because there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's a strong 7.
Fair enough. I mean, again, I'm not...
Rogue's better than new Super Mario Bros.
No, that's false. No, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not that into Mario. I like the side-scrolling platformers, but I'm not a massive Mario fan. Like 64.
Yeah, but you like Assassin's Creed. So your opinion's invalid.
I like Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh,
but
bloody PUBG come out in 2017. Is that still a thing?
It doesn't count though, does it?
PUBG. Yeah, people still play. Oh, it still gets a fair bit of views, but Fortnite buried it. Destiny 2.
Pretty much. Remember when Apex popped up for like 5 minutes? Then it's got fucked.
It's Destiny 2, Nier Automata, Wolfenstein 2, dog. Origins, dog. What remains of it? I never played that.
I still find it hilarious how there's a bunch of videos comparing Origins to Witcher 3. But we will for sure get to that one in a couple weeks. And
literally next week. And you
are we going next week, or are we going the week after that? Oh, because I thought we were getting a certain person on next week.
Oh yeah, we'll sort it out. We'll get that sorted. But yeah, that'll be, and you'll have had time to like start it again, like stream that you plan on doing.
If you didn't know, I'm gonna be starting streaming Origins Well, actually, no. I think by the time this podcast comes out, I have already started streaming Origins, so make sure to check that out. Yeah, pop in, pop by, say hi. Bars, bro. I'm not a rapper.
Fuck's sake.
That's an OG video. OG YouTube was sick, man. Remember when everyone just did lip syncs of themselves? That was weird.
Oh yeah.
Like Smosh and Ryan Higa got big off just lip syncing Miley Cyrus songs.
Ryan Higa, who was he? What's his YouTube name?
Niga
Ah, cancel phone at Scarab, guys. He's
Okay. Well, that's just not no. How about no?
I'm gonna log into your Netflix, watch Cuties for 5 minutes, and then call the police and tell them you had child pornography. And then,
To be fair, in Scotland, I probably Thing is about Scotland, they'd probably let that slide. They'd probably be like, we don't mind if you have child pornography, but you called someone a cunt online. So
you also said our Parliament building looked shit. So
no, you said that. I just agreed.
Yeah, you agreed, but that's you're
a crime.
betraying
It's a
your
punishable
countryman,
crime.
agreeing with an Englishman about you
Treason.
shit architecture.
It's treason then. Oh, I'm not going to become one of those people who
sake.
references the prequels. I'm not a fucking Redditor.
That moment when you watch the prequel trilogy and you see a quote from a Reddit meme. That's the worst thing, is you can't watch the fucking prequels aren't good anyway. But when you watch them, it's always just that's a dead meme format.
That's the thing. Like, if they ever rescreened them in theaters, like they did with Empire Strikes Back. Oh, I went to see that in theaters. It's fucking amazing film, by the way. Not underrated, but you know what I mean. Like, it's compared to every other Star Wars films, Empire is leagues ahead of it. It's so good. Like, it's a genuinely great film in itself, aside from being a Star Wars film, you know? Anyway, side note. But if they ever screened, like, Revenge of the Sith, the entire theater would just be noise. Because the whole audience would be quoting it the entire time.
Oh, that's the thing, is the Darth Plagueis scene in, like, the space theatre is one of the few decent fucking scenes in that. But, you know, if you watch that in a cinema, there'd be a bunch of Redditors there.
Yeah.
Like, it's the fucking meme.
Yeah.
And it's,
well, it was like in Rise of Skywalker when he said, the dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities that some consider unnatural.
God.
And then everyone was like, oh, that's a reference, guys. You get the reference. Fuck you, J.J. Abrams, you fucking specky cunt.
Joker, when Arthur Fleck says society.
I remember before I even saw that film, I don't remember who it was, but someone tweeted out, like, Joker says society in Joker, and I was like, oh, beautiful. Great film there.
He's gonna werewolf and go wild.
It's quite frustrating that liking that film is so cringe, because it's quite a good film. Not great, pretty good. It's pretty good film. One of the best DC films, so is what it is.
Yeah, it's pretty bloody good film.
Yeah.
Speaking of good films, you know what's not good? The Walking Dead, and it's ending soon. Whee.
That was weak. Gotta say, that was a weak transition.
I've had better.
But I
had a
am
bunch
glad.
of really good transitions in the cut episode 9 that hasn't come to fruition. But you guys will never hear it now, so
sorry about that.
I can't fucking speak.
But I gotta say, I am quite glad The Walking Dead is ending. But it turns out that they're just gonna do a bunch of spin-off shows, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
A film with Rick. Oh my god, the Rick shit was so stupid. Like, I'd tapped out by that point, but Rick fell on like a piece of rebar that impaled him. This thick metal pole, like a fucking Last of Us type beat.
Yeah.
He pulls himself up off this, right, with a fucking hole.
Oh my days.
Going through like his kidney, and he walks to this bridge, hops on his fucking helicopter, and goes off with like that trash woman.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and they're gonna do films, but season 6 was the last good one. 7 is
such a shame.
Terrible.
It's such a shame that it was so good, because
it's
just killed it. It's like the MCU. It's just gonna outlive its usefulness. It's gonna outlive its quality.
Yeah, I know. I
Because
used to be
season one,
obsessed with it though.
I stand by the fact that season one is some of the best television ever produced. Frank Darabont, fucking every episode in that season is memorable. It's tonally fantastic. You're not a fan of season one, and that's fine.
I like
Fuck you,
season
though.
one. I just think you overrate it a bit.
No, it's so good. It's
Like,
so good. Every
I love
episode.
Frank Darabont.
Yeah.
Right. Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. But then he's like, okay, I'm gonna do a pretty good season of telly, and then the first half of season 2 of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You're forgetting that he also did the first half of season 2.
Well, a little bit, but there was a lot of creative differences in that.
Oh,
That's why he
yeah.
left. And then also he wasn't getting paid enough, but
Oh yeah, the AMC are fucking cheapskates. But
no.
yeah, I used to love that show, and I used to
It's
watch
so
all
good.
the YouTubers every day, and I bought both compendiums while I was waiting on season 6.
Yeah.
And all
Loved
them
all the theories. I loved all the theories. It was like, oh, guys, the show logo is slowly deteriorating, so all the zombies will
God.
too.
And then in like season 8, they just made it normal again.
Yes. It's like it is a shame, but at least it's finally ending. Hopefully it'll end properly and we'll get some closure, but I doubt that'll happen.
Did you know? This is the silver line, not the silver line, and the caveat.
That's
It's
yeah.
it's ending on a 24 episode season.
Oh, that was part of what made it so good. Like season 1, 6 concise episodes.
Mm.
You don't need 24 episodes of The Walking Dead. Like, so much of that will be filler.
That's what the show's
zero
been for years.
There was zero filler in season 1, season 2, even season 3 to an extent. There was a bit of filler in season 3, but still.
Are you sure
like-
about season 2 though? Like, the
No,
whole
it-
Sophia
no, no,
thing
no, it's
exists
boring.
solely so
It's-
something's happening.
Don't get me wrong, it's boring, but it's not filler, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like-
every episode something significant happens at the very least with like Shane and Rick's.
Yeah,
Shane was
exactly.
fucking sick. And there's that one scene in season 7 I really like where
Yeah.
Rick's like, "Oh yeah, I know Judith is Shane's, but like, hey man, that's fine." And I haven't seen it in a while, but that was a good
Yeah.
scene. But
Yeah, it's just...
nah, it used to be really good.
24 is just too many, man. But hopefully there is some closure. Hopefully it has a real ending, because that's the worst plague on entertainment in the last 10 years. Nothing ends anymore. Everything has to continue. Everything that comes out,
shit ending though.
everything that comes out, we have to see what happened afterwards, and we just have to just keep everything is a universe. Everything goes on and on and on and on and on.
Toy Story 4, terrible film.
Just stop, man. Just stop. Just end things and then make new things. Ubisoft, why?
Yeah, AMC.
but yeah.
The only good thing, Mad Men was fucking sick. They did that.
Yeah, bit of John Hamm.
Yeah, nutty geezer like hazed. He was a massive bully, which is shit.
Speaking of things that never end, though, Fast and Furious, Mr. Vin Diesel himself is going to Pluto. I've heard.
Oh
Can you tell us
Oh
all
my
about?
God.
Can you enlighten us?
Okay,
about-
so a few months ago there was an Instagram live with Ludacris,
Yeah.
and someone commented some shit like, "Yo, Fast and Furious keeps getting crazier and crazier. Are you going to space?" And he was like, "Oh, can't deny that." And Michelle Rodriguez the other day confirmed that they are.
Oh my days.
Yeah, but it makes sense because every time it gets more mad. Because Fast and Furious 1, it's just like this humble street racing film.
Yeah.
Fast 2, they involve the mafia. Then you
Yeah.
get into like 3, 4, 5 and Tokyo Drift, and like Paul Walker's a fucking cop,
And
and
then 7, they fly a supercar between buildings in Dubai.
oh my fucking god, yeah. And then there's 8, where the Rock picks up like a rocket launcher and active fucking. RPG fucking rocket and redirects it at a truck. And there's also Vin Diesel like chucking cars. Him and John Cena were chucking cars at one another in the fucking Fast 9 trailer. And Han is also back. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, they're gonna end it with just Vin Diesel racing God.
Oh my God.
I kind of love it though, you know.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure. They have so much heart.
Yeah, I love the evolution. It's clear, like, it's as much as they are made for money. It's clear that they're just like, oh, we'll just have a laugh doing this. We'll just like it. At this point, it's Fast and Furious 10. Like, it doesn't really matter, you know. So it's I do quite like it.
I used to
hate
though.
it, bro. Fast and Furious 7 and 8. I was like, ooh, this disgusting corporate franchise of films. They're all pointless. They're all shit. They're all like the same. But now I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah, because like that's the thing, is I loved the Fast films since I was like a kid, and then I watched Fast 7, and then after that I became like, you know, really into films and how they were made.
Yeah.
And then by the time Fast 8 was coming out, I saw the trailer for that and I was like, ugh. A fucking generic action movie, Vin Diesel.
Corporately made. That's the thing, though. Like
no other films are corporately made. Come on.
It's like that's their purpose, though. It's like they fill their purpose so well.
Yeah, and it is just goofy. Like,
it's
you
like,
know that
sorry.
You know that bit in Fast. Fucking. What actors did they get in? Was it Alec Baldwin? Who's the geezer in the suit? Fast and Furious 7 cast. Basically, Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's there as like the big bad guy in the suit, and he's like, "Hey, you want a beer?" And Vin Diesel's like, "No, I prefer Corona." And then Kurt Russell's like, "Hey man, luckily for you, I've got a bucket right here." He pulls out a fucking bucket of Corona in like his secret hideout. It's fucking.
Like they're just fun car films that sell really well in China, and they serve that purpose fine. And they're kind of like comfort films, you know. It's like, who doesn't want to see The Rock and John Cena throw cars at each other in space whilst Vin Diesel drives a fucking Bugatti Veyron? Who doesn't want to see that? Vin Diesel's
fashion sense gets younger as he grows up. Like, I started to watch Fast 8 like a year ago, and he's there in like a white chinos and like a ripped plaid shirt, and I can't fucking handle this.
Slowly becoming a hipster.
Yeah, he was, but like that's the thing, is I haven't had a good marathon of it in like 5 years since before 7.
Yeah,
and maybe after that, but they'll always have a place in my heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I also love that John Cena's becoming The Rock.
Yeah, basically, and he always plays John Cena in his films as well.
Yeah,
just like
that.
The Rock.
But it's like Eddie and Sheps over at Conversations brought this point up the other day. It's the exact same that Arnold Schwarzenegger did. You know, like, he became a really successful athlete, and then in all his films, he basically plays himself, you know?
Yeah.
Not that he does, but it's like, oh, this is an Arnold Schwarzenegger film. And there's, like, actors today don't really have that same allure. Like, you know, like, obviously we weren't alive in the 80s, but, you know, if you're going to see a Sylvester Stallone flick, or an Arnold Schwarzenegger flick,
you know what you're getting.
Fucking whoever else, yeah. But you were going for them. Or, like, Kevin Bacon, I guess. But now, you don't have that anymore. But now it's like, that's who's fulfilling those roles. Like, oh, I'm going to see a rock film, you know?
It's
like,
it's wrestlers, but like...
Yeah. You know that one that was
hasn't been
San Andreas, the one with the earthquakes?
Yeah.
It's just a rock action film, and it's just going to be a good time.
Yeah.
You know? You pay for what you get, and it's always just... they're never masterpieces, but they're not meant to be, and that's, I think... There's charm behind it, you know? And also, John Cena is just a great character, so...
Yeah, he's a bloody cool guy. Speaking of cool things, You know what wasn't cool? Ubisoft Forward. It was shit.
Bro.
Let's talk about that.
I mean, we kind of mentioned it earlier, but
We need to shit on Ubisoft again. It's been like an hour.
I mean, yeah, I didn't watch it. I'm just gonna be honest. I was taking a rest day from everything. I was like, oh, I decided to take my rest day on Ubisoft Forward. That was stupid. But then I was like, I won't miss anything. And
whoa,
didn't miss anything.
You missed a bunch of Watch Dogs 3 news.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
No, not Watch Dogs Legion, the game set in post-Brexit London. What am I gonna do, Jack? I'm a fake gamer.
Well, what you can do is buy a season pass and get Aiden Pierce content in a fucking season pass.
So, do you want to go over some of the main things we saw at Ubisoft backward then?
Oh, yeah, that's what it's being called. Right. Let's start with this Aiden Pierce thing.
Yep.
Aiden Pierce represents what Watch Dogs originally was. Like, gritty, cold, down-to-earth, a serious sort of game, which can have jokes in there, like with bloody Geordie.
Yeah.
But that's generally what it is. And the identity of Watch Dogs is being sold, and the fucking protagonist of the first game is being sold as DLC.
Yeah.
Do we not see the... How is... And he looks fucked as well. He looks like he has a severe disease.
Yep.
Like...
All of the above, man. I gave up. I gave up after Watch Dogs 2. This series failed. This is a failed series. It sucks, yes, because the Watch Dogs 1 is good. Not great, not amazing, it's good. Underwhelming compared to what was shown at E3, but it's a good game. It's a failed series, and we need to accept that, I think. I accepted it 3 years ago after Watch Dogs 2 came out. It's... Ubisoft should have gave up on it after Watch Dogs 2 came out. They shouldn't have made a third one.
Whoa. But Stormzy's in the game.
People held out hope. People held out hope, and they were let down once again. And when it comes to the series, despite Watch Dogs 1 being good, at every stage of this series, it's been let down after let down after let down after let down after let down. This is just another line of that. And at the end of the day, I can't care I can't care because it's done. The series is over for me. I don't know about you, but
no, I agree.
It's over.
It has no identity at all.
Yeah, no, it's like
at this point.
This series doesn't exist. This series, do not make any more games. Do not make any more games. Do not put any more resources into this series. It is dead. Yes, I know it was your highest selling game for quite a while, but it's dead now. It's dead in the water. It has no credibility, no backing. Everyone thinks of it as a shit series. Everyone thinks about it as... Everyone has connotations of disappointment. No one can name one thing in Watch Dogs that is truly memorable, that they truly give an actual shit about, actually care about. You know?
Wrench was epic.
So... And a lot of the same things could be applied to Assassin's Creed, I know. But the point I'm making is... It's over.
It's just classic Ubisoft, isn't it?
Just stop it. Kill this franchise. Do not make any more of these games. Put your efforts into a new IP. Try to make another Watch Dogs 1. And then try and build on that. Try and restart. Because you can rebuild. But you can't rebuild this series specifically. You need a new one. That's my thoughts on this. Because it's just frustrating. You know?
Yeah, I agree. It's in total tatters. And, like... Watch Dogs 3 conceptually, like, even aside from the general franchise and how it doesn't fit in because nothing can fit in because it's got no fucking identity anymore, but, like, it's...
Yeah.
Conceptually, it's so... The play as anyone, like, gimmick. I don't want to play as every fucking NPC. I want to play as a well-crafted, well-acted, somewhat unique and fun-to-play character. And when everyone is playable... That's very hard. And the thing is, the main story still has to happen. So no matter what characters you play, everyone has to have the same motivations, have to do the same things. And it's if everyone has to do the same thing, what's the point?
Yeah. Real question. Where do you think they got this idea that people anywhere wanted to play as every NPC? Like, where did they do that market analysis? I'm intrigued.
I think it was just a step further from people want to fuck everyone in the games they play.
Yeah. So,
And they were like, we just cut out the middleman.
I'm honestly sick of player control. Like,
yeah,
stop.
It just feels lazy to say make your own story, do your own. No, that's your fucking job.
Yeah, it's like exactly like make your own character. No. I'm here to be told a story. I wouldn't go to a film, and then just make it up.
Fucking choose your own adventure book.
That's literally what it is. That is what it. That's what. Holy shit! That's what these games are.
Yeah, exactly. And there's never been. Can you name one classic choose your own adventure book?
Good point. I cannot.
But like, you can name the Bible, can't you? And that.
That's an interesting analogy. What comparing Watch Dogs 1 to the Bible?
But it's fair though, because choose your own adventure books. You know those were bangers in their time.
Are you calling the Bible fiction, Jack?
Oh, if I was in my edgy 2017 Walshie days, I'd have a fucking field day. But like, if you have a book that's like, obviously the Bible's different because it's not. People don't see it as a fiction. They're like, oh, this is. It's not comparable to like a fucking Stephen King book. Yeah. If you take like The Shining, or like I don't know, fucking Flat Stanley, and you're like, right,
or the Odyssey novel.
Yeah, right. We're comparing the Odyssey novel to right. If you
comparing the Odyssey novel to the Bible,
if you
40-minute Walshie video.
Take Romeo and it's fucking pedophiles again. If you take what's a classic, The Great Expectations, right?
Okay.
Classic book, lots of people love it.
Yeah.
But then you have Club Penguin, Rock Hopper's Adventure, banger of a book. I fucking enjoyed my time with it, but one is more classic than the other because it's far more crafted. Everything's far more intentional. Instead of handing you the reins and letting you do the limited work you can do, make a fucking story for the people who are buying. Because the thing is, like, if you make a game to be customizable, like to that extent, instead of putting all your effort into making something just good and perfect, it's not going to have the same legacy. Like, that's why Odyssey is never going to be a Cyberpunk or a Witcher, because it focuses far too much on you doing your thing rather than actually making a good game. And
in my opinion, doing this whole like create your own adventure thing, choose your Odyssey, is more limiting than a fully fleshed story, because it's when they write the story, right? Take an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, for example. They didn't have to write it the way they could have. They could have wrote it in 1,000 different ways, right? But they would have fully fleshed it out so that there would have been, I guess, there's numerous ways to look at it, right? Whereas with a Choose Your Own Adventure, it's all these, like, sure, there's way more options, but they're all so straight. They're all so narrow. They're also, I guess, a good way to put it is, like, a true story is deep, I guess. This is a bad analogy.
No, I see what you mean, because you can't have...
Choose Your Own Adventure is oceans wide, but inches deep. Stole that from George, but I don't care.
It's actually miles wide, inches deep. But,
what did I say?
Oceans wide.
Right, okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, everyone used to say that back in the day, during the Origins days.
Yeah.
But,
that's what Syndicate was as well, but in a different way.
Ooh, cheeky. It's all about Syndicate again.
Or we could talk about Captain America's cock instead.
Oh my god, fucking hell.
This will be old news by the time this podcast drops, but if you didn't know, this today on... We're not... Okay, we won't... Okay, fucking... We're dating this. But... Chris Evans' cock
leaked on Twitter,
and he's fucking packing.
Cock. No, he's just got girth.
Are you making up for? Are you a bit insecure there, Jack?
No, I'll be. Oh my fucking god! I've just looked up his name
man.
on Reddit,
Hey, man.
and there's some fucking
Nice.
weird shit.
Nice cock. Nice cock.
Tough talk from a fella with a small cock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. He's packing. That happened today. Just thought I'd mention it. We'd mention it because it's just a good funny laugh. But
I
yeah,
feel bad for Chris Evans. Oh, let's do the first outro now, so we can do another one in 15 minutes.
I don't know if I do feel bad for Chris Evans. I feel like at that point, if it happens and you release it to your 14 million followers, it's just like, okay, well that happened. Let's laugh it off. You know, I think he's probably going through it right now. If I were him, I'd probably just tweet a shit meme. But then again, that's why I don't have 14 million followers. So.
Yeah. It's the only thing between you and 14 million followers. You just post dated memes.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I always definitely tweet memes. And no, my Twitter is just purely an anti-pedophile propaganda website.
But you're also hired by the CCP.
Do you think the Scottish government would arrest me if I publicly said? I won't say that actually, because I can't be arsed cutting.
Because they
it out, but
probably
I'll
would
tell
arrest you.
I'll tell you afterwards. No, it's in reference to pedophiles. Yeah.
This has been a rather nonce-filled episode.
This has been a wild episode, but I've quite enjoyed it. That does seem like it's everything we got to talk about, though.
Yeah, unless there's anything else. We did Chris Evans' cock. That's one of the weirdest topics.
Well, I
we've had
suppose
so far.
since we're at the end, shout out to everyone that stays around until the end.
Yeah.
I have just launched my Patreon. I guess I'll just mention that. Feel free to go check it out. There's obviously no pressure, no obligation to pledge anything. I appreciate anything that is pledged, but of course. But I'll just throw that out there. I guess. I mean, it is there. There will be content on it. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too in depth because it's not, you know.
Well, as we say, we love you individually. But if you don't donate to the Founded Scarab Patreon, we both hate you.
No, I don't. He does, but I don't.
No, Joe definitely does. We spoke about this before the
sake.
podcast.
Fuck's
You need to donate. So.
But no, I think that's everything pretty much wrapped up.
Yeah, I feel like as we go, we do less and less outros.
Yeah, because
it's a dying tradition.
Well, at a point, it does get a bit tedious to do 18 different outros.
Yeah, but it was never intentional.
Oh no, yeah, I know. We fixed it now. We fixed our problem.
We're getting more refined, I guess.
If any, yeah, we're refined and polished, unlike Assassin's Creed 2. Yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks for watching, gamers. Shout out to Absolute Legend on Patreon with the main man Walshie.
Fuck's sake.
Cheers for listening. Do you have any closing words, Jack?
All I have to say is right after this, we're filming Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Battle Part 2. And Joe's gonna get fucked. So
stay tuned. That's not true. That's a lie.
Drop
stay
a hashtag tuned. Team Walshie in the comments.
Hashtag
please.
Scarab Squad in the comments. Hashtag Scarab Squad. That's all we need.
Only comment that if you're a paedophile. Yeah. Hashtag Team Walshie, please.
Thanks for watching, gamers. Keep on gaming. Keep on living.